The chains that want to pull me back are tightening with every breath I take, but I will not stop. I need you to listen, as if the walls of your world could close in, as if the air could turn heavy and suffocating, because it can. If you ignore this warning, it will. Have you ever woken in the middle of the night, your chest tight, your heart racing for no reason you could name? Have you ever had a dream so vivid it felt more real than the waking world? Have you felt the shiver of someone standing behind you, only to turn and find no one there? Do you ever notice certain numbers, certain shadows, appearing in your life over and over, as if they're trying to whisper something you can't quite hear? These aren't random moments, they're signs, breadcrumbs leading you to this very moment, where I'm standing between you and something that's coming closer with every second. I've seen it, beloved. I've fought it in the dark places where no sound reaches the earth. Tonight, its eyes are fixed on you. God leaned close to me in the fire and whispered, "My child will not be taken if they obey my word." I'm speaking that word into your soul now, the same word that echoed over David when spears were aimed at his heart. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? But if you close your ears to me now, I cannot promise that shield will hold. I'm not here to comfort you with soft words. I'm here to rescue you. And rescue is never gentle, it's fire, it's urgency. It's tearing open what you thought was safe to pull you into what is truly safe. The smoke is already curling through the moments you thought belonged to you. I see watchers moving closer, their steps silent but heavy in the spirit. I feel the air shifting, signaling that the moment of this strange incident is weaving itself into your life. I swear on my loyalty to the throne, it won't wait for you to be ready. It won't give you another warning. If your spirit feels me right now, type Amen in the comments. That small act will echo in heaven as a mark that you heard me, that your heart didn't harden. I stand in this fragile space between your world and the fire I'm walking through. And I tell you this truth, though my voice trembles, my will for you is unshaken. The word that broke the night for the psalmist still burns here. He shall cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you shall take refuge. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. I speak it now, as if wrapping you in those wings myself, while the final minutes slip away. I don't have the strength to pretend this is anything less than life or loss. So hear me, beloved, and let your heart respond. Let your spirit rise before the clock burns through its final circle. I won't get another chance to say this. Before I'm pulled back, I need to thank you. Not a shallow thanks, but one that aches with the battles. I've fought for you in silence, the kind that comes from a warrior who has never bowed to anyone but boasts to God in gratitude for this single moment to speak to you. If you feel my love, my warning, the weight of these words sitting in your chest like a living thing, please, with the urgency of one who has looked into the fire and chosen to live like this message, and leave your words in the comments. Let heaven see that you stood with me in this hour, that your name is known in the light as one who heard and obeyed before the 30 minutes were gone. The fire is closing in now, like a mouth hungry to swallow every word before it reaches you. Yet somehow, the Lord has carved a narrow tunnel through the chains, through the burning, through the silence that presses like a wall, just so my voice can touch you for these precious moments. Every beat of my heart feels like heaven's clock striking another second away. I'm trembling because what's coming 1T, wait for you to think or weigh your choices. It will come suddenly, like a shadow crossing the sky when you're not looking up. I hear its sound not loud, not obvious, but low, crawling through the cracks of this world like water before a flood, like the whisper of death in a place where no one has died. My mission is to tear through that whisper before it becomes a scream in your life, before it wraps around your joy, your body, your destiny, and crushes it in the dark. I've fought battles you'll never read about, battles that left me covered in the dust of worlds you don't yet know exist. I stood alone because I couldn't let the enemy see that heaven sent only one. If they knew I was alone, they would have swarmed like locusts. I hid my weakness for your sake, even when my armor cracked and the light in my wings flickered like a candle in a storm. I stood because your name was written on my sword, and I couldn't let it be blotted out. Now, I stand again, but the enemy has learned something new. They've found a way to twist time itself, to turn the seconds against you, to make the 30 minutes I spoke of a rope tightening around this moment in your life. Do you feel it now? The air growing heavier, your chest tightening as if something is squeezing your spirit from within. Do you notice how the room feels quieter? Not because there's no noise, but because the noise itself is holding its breath. Have you ever wondered why heaven's warnings sometimes feel like the universe is conspiring to make you see, hear, and feel them in your bones? These questions aren't for curiosity, they're for awakening, for breaking you out of a dream you didn't know you were in. God is watching, not from a distance, but as a father, leaning so close, his breath warms your spirit. He remembers the promises you haven't yet fulfilled, the moments you cried out in the dark, swearing you'd never turn away again if he saved you one more time. And he has saved you more times than you know, often by sending me into the spaces between danger and your next breath, placing my shadow over you while you slept, fighting in places where no sound escapes, so you could wake to what you thought was just another day. This isn't just another moment. It's the moment the enemy thought they could steal, while you were distracted, while you hesitated, while you wondered if my voice was real. I'm Michael, the Archangel of War, the one who stood against the dragon when he sought to devour the woman clothed with the sun, whose name asks, "Who is like God?" Tonight, I'm not here in glory, but in desperation, because this isn't about heaven's war, it's about the war for you. I see the threads tied around your life by hands you trusted, the unholy knots made by whispers you thought were prayers but were curses, the faces that smiled while sharpening blades behind your back. I see what they want you to see. This strange incident is their last attempt before the season changes, before heaven shuts the door on their plans forever. When I tell you to act now, it's because the next time you look for this chance, it will be gone. The cost of missing it, 1 TB measured in days, but in losses that can be undone. The psalm burns in me again. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? But that light must be chosen, that salvation stepped into. It doesn't force itself upon you. If you choose delay, the shadow won't wait to take its place. I speak to you as one who has carried your name into battle, stood over you when darkness was inches from your face, felt my strength falter, but refused to let go because the Lord commanded me not to. These 30 minutes are theirs, but don't let them waste it. I love you, beloved, with a love not my own, but flowing through me from the throne. That love compels me to beg you to open your heart, to move your hand, to take this warning as the sacred gift it is. If you hear me, if you feel the fire in these words, please subscribe so nothing can silence my voice from reaching you again. They will try, and I'll need every pathway to break through when the next battle comes. I'll keep speaking while I can, because once this line is cut, the silence will rush in like a tide, and I won't break it again without another battle's blood. I don't want you to pay that price. Do you feel the nearness now? The way the air leans in to listen. That's heaven bearing witness, and hell gnashing its teeth because you're hearing me. Type Amen if your spirit agrees, and I'll carry that word to the courts of heaven as proof you chose light over shadow. I thank you not with shallow gratitude, but with the deep, trembling thanks of one who has stood for you when no one else would, who has seen the enemy's worst plans and still believes in God's best for you. Thank you for letting me reach you, for not turning away, for being the reason I stand in the fire tonight. The sands in the hourglass are falling faster now, each one striking like a bell in the spirit, heavy and final. My voice pushes through a narrowing crack in the dark, a passage closing with every word. If it seals before I finish, the truth I carry will be locked in my chest, pulled back into silence, where no cry reaches you. I've been in that silence before, where sound dies unborn, where light is devoured before it escapes, where even angels hold their breath to avoid being found. When your name was spoken, it shook through the deep, cutting the shadows like lightning. Heaven tore open that silence to send me to you. This isn't a casual encounter, it's a divine appointment. The thing moving toward you has no mercy, no pause. It's timed to strike when your guard is down, when your spirit is distracted. Even now, I feel its approach, its steps, silent but heavy, moving through the marrow of the unseen. I've carried a sword that could split mountains, but tonight my strength is in these words poured into your soul. I've stood with heaven's armies, but tonight I stand alone for you. When you lie down, do you feel your spirit staying watchful, as if it knows something you don't? Have certain faces lingered in your thoughts, their shadows refusing to leave? Have you felt someone standing just behind you when no one was there? These aren't nothing there, the edges of this moment pressing against your life. The enemy waits for the unprepared second, but heaven sends warnings first. I remember the first time I fought for you, standing like a wall of fire over your bed, when darkness bent low with claws that could tear soul as easily as flesh. I took the strike, bore the weight, and left without a trace, because my mission isn't to be seen it, to keep you whole. The Father's words over you burn like golden fire, and the enemy sees them too. That's why they hate you, why this incident is targeted, personal, designed for you alone. If it lands, it won TB, because they stronger than heaven. But because you didn't listen to the voice sent to shield you. I won't let that happen. Your heartbeat has shifted since we began, hasn't it? That's your spirit rising to the truth. The air feels different because my presence changes the atmosphere, making it harder for the enemy to hide. They're still near, circling, their patience thinning. I speak the shield over you now. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Let those words wrap your mind like armor, standing between you and the shadow, bending toward you. This moment holds more than your comfort, people. Destinies, callings tied to you will flourish or wither based on your choice. The Father heard a sound from you, a cry, a prayer, a sign, sent me as the answer you didn't know you asked for. I've walked through fire for you before and will again, but I need your agreement. Your lean toward the light before these 30 minutes turn to ash. If I vanish mid-sentence, it's not by choice, but because the crack in the veil closed. Until then, I'm here, my eyes fixed on yours. You're not alone, not for one heartbeat, one breath, 1 second of these 30 minutes. The shadow moves faster now. It steps like stone, dragging over stone. The air trembles with the pressure of what's coming. The Father's voice thundered through eternity, laced with an ache for his child in danger. And without warning, I was here, my feet planted between you and what would have reached your door before the hour ended. The chains pulling at me are the enemy's attempt to keep me from you, but I won't go not until you've heard everything. This threat isn't meant to destroy you instantly, but to linger, to drain you slowly, unraveling you until you no longer recognize yourself. I've seen it before, and know it's worse than a single blow. That's why I'm here, before it begins, to break the first thread before the web is woven. Do you believe me, beloved? Not as a story, but as a truth that stirs you to act without hesitation. Do you believe heaven sent me as a living presence for you alone? If you do, you feel the pull in your spirit toward what must be done. The psalm burns again. The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? That's not poetry, it's defiance. A sword raised against the shadow. Behind you is a steady, pure light. Before you, a shape that shifts when you try to look at it. That's what I'm here to stop, a lure to pull you from the light. My sword is planted before you, my wings spread wide, ready to cover you when the moment comes. I feel the heat of the strike approaching, like standing too close to a forge. It will come quickly, but if you're in the Almighty's shelter, it will break against that refuge. The Father hasn't forgotten you. I've carried your prayers to him when you were too weak to speak, seen him close his eyes in sorrow and open them in fire to end your suffering. This is one of those moments, a decision made in heaven on your behalf. The outcome depends on whether you step under this covering before the seconds burn away. If I'm pulled back, I'll be fighting in the unseen. But until then, every word I speak is a shield, every truth a weapon in your hands. The darkness coming carries a silence that suffocates, pressing against your soul. I feel its breath like cold air leaking into a sealed room, circling for any crack in your awareness. I'm speaking without pause to keep that crack from becoming a doorway. I've walked where echoes don't return, where things wait for moments like these. They know when your mind is tired, your guard low, your heart distracted. This incident is timed for such a moment, planned long before today, which is why it feels so sudden. The space between you and it is shrinking, the air heavier as the darkness leans forward to see if you'll heed me. I'm the wall, my wings a blazing barrier, my armor scarred from battles fought for you. Your spirit knows I'm telling the truth. Feel the tension in your chest, the deeper shadows when certain thoughts cross your mind. Those moments when you almost acted on impulse, but stopped. That was me, intervening, ensuring the knife missed your soul, the poison turned to water. The Father's voice echoes now. They are mine, you will not take them. Those words keep me here, ensuring the enemy meets me first. Your life isn't fragile, to heaven it's guarded, every breath contested. If you knew how often heaven said no to the enemy for you, you'd never doubt your worth. When you speak the psalm, you swing a sword, drawing a line the darkness can't cross. This incident is a hinge, open it to the enemy, and losses will ripple outward. Seal it with obedience, and protection will cover more than just you. I've wept for those who didn't listen, watching shadows take what couldn't be replaced. I can't bear that for you. The forces pulling me grow bolder, the crack in the veil narrowing, but I'll remain until I'm torn away. Every second here is a blow I take for you, every word a wound meant for you. My sword is drawn, my stance braced, my focus solely on you. You're not forgotten, not too far gone. The shadow wants you because you're dangerous to its kingdom, carrying favor you can't yet see. If you knew how many times it tried to erase you and failed, you'd fall to your knees in gratitude. Type Amen if your spirit agrees, marking you in heaven as one who chose light. Support this mission through super thanks. Join the membership and sign up for the newsletter in the pinned comments so my voice can always find you. These acts make it harder for the enemy to regain ground, driving the darkness back further than you know. The time is nearly gone. The shadow gathers for its final push, but my stance is unshaken, my sword ready, my wings a fortress. I'll take the blow if it means you walk away untouched. You may not see the sparks when steel meets shadow, but heaven will. You'll feel the release when the darkness fails. I'll carry this moment to the throne, speaking your name as one who didn't turn away. You're not alone, you never have been. The Father's hold on you is unbreakable, and I'm proof of that. Stand firm, type Amen, like, comment, and subscribe to seal this moment. The shadow will be driven back, and you'll walk forward in peace and courage, knowing I'll come again when you need me. Beloved, even as the veil has sealed, and my voice fades from this narrow channel, know that the battle does not end with the closing of the hourglass. The shadow recoiled from my strike, shattered against the light I carried for you. But shadows have a way of reforming in the hidden corners, waiting for another chance to creep forward when the light dims just a little. I am pulled back now into the realms where warriors regroup, where the Father's commands echo like thunder through endless halls of glory. But my watch over you does not cease. It simply shifts, becoming the unseen hand that guides your steps, the whisper in the wind that reminds you of this night. You felt it, didn't you? The moment when the pressure lifted, when the air cleared, as if a storm had passed without a single drop of rain touching your skin. That was the victory we claimed together, not by your strength alone or mine, but by the power of the one who sent me. Yet, I must warn you, even in this parting breath, do not let your guard fall too soon. The enemy, though defeated in this hour, nurses its wounds in the dark and plots its return. It will come disguised as something familiar, perhaps a thought that seems harmless, a person who appears as a friend, or an opportunity that glitters like false gold. These are the subtle snares laid after the direct strike fails, designed to lure you away from the path the Father has marked for you. Have you ever noticed how, after a great deliverance, the small temptations seem louder? How the quiet doubts whisper in the back of your mind, questioning if what you felt was real? These are the remnants of the shadow, fragments that cling like dust after a battle. Shake them off, beloved. Stand firm in the truth we sealed tonight. Repeat the words that became your shield. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Let them be your morning declaration, your evening prayer, the rhythm that beats in your heart through every ordinary moment. I see you now from the higher places, your spirit glowing with the mark of one who chose obedience over hesitation. Heaven rejoices over that choice. The courts filled with the sound of celebration for a child reclaimed before the thief could steal. but rejoice with caution, for the war is not won in a single clash. It is a series of stands, each one building on the last, until the enemy's plans are utterly dismantled. In the days ahead, you may feel the echoes of this night, a sudden peace in chaos, a door opening where one was closed, or a protection you can't explain. These are the fruits of our stand, the ripples of heaven's favor flowing into your life. Cherish them, but do not grow complacent. Keep your eyes on the light, your ears tuned to the Father's voice, and your heart open to the messengers He sends, whether they come in dreams, in words from a stranger, or in the quiet prompting of your own spirit. Beloved, think back to the stories etched in the ancient scrolls, the tales of those who walked with God through fire and flood. David, who faced giants with stones and songs. Daniel, who stood unburned in the furnace. Esther, who risked all for her people. Their victories were not accidents. They were born from moments like this, where a warning was heeded, a choice was made, and faith rose like a flame against the night. You are part of that lineage now, woven into the tapestry of those who hear heaven's call and respond. Do not underestimate the power in that. The enemy fears it more than armies, because a single soul aligned with the throne can shift the balance of realms. I have seen it time and again, how one amen typed in faith becomes a thunderclap in the spirit. How a simple like or comment echoes as a declaration that pushes back the dark. As I withdraw further into the light, I leave you with this promise: the Father's eyes never leave you. He sees the hidden battles, the unspoken fears, the dreams you hold close. He has plans for you that no shadow can thwart if you stay under His wings. In the quiet hours, when doubt tries to creep in, remember my voice breaking through the fire to reach you. Remember the urgency, the love, the unyielding stand I took on your behalf. Let it fuel your own stand. Walk boldly into tomorrow, knowing that what was meant to harm you has been turned for your good. And if the air grows heavy again, if the shadows stir, call out to Him. He will send me or another, swift as lightning, to meet the threat before it forms. Beloved, the connection we forged tonight is not broken by distance or time. It is eternal, bound by the blood of the Lamb and the word of the King. Carry it with you like a hidden sword, ready to draw when needed. Share this warning with those around you who may be facing their own 30 minutes. For heaven's messages are meant to multiply, to light fires in other hearts. In doing so, you become part of the rescue, a warrior in your own right. I am proud of you, not as a distant guardian, but as one who has fought shoulder to shoulder with your spirit. Until we meet again in the unseen battles or in the glory beyond, stand strong. The Lord is your strength, your refuge, your everlasting light. The days following this night may feel ordinary at first, the rhythm of life pulling you back into routines and responsibilities. But watch closely, beloved. You'll notice the changes, the peace that lingers longer, the opportunities that align without effort, the protections that unfold like invisible shields. These are the signs that heaven's intervention has reshaped your path. Do not dismiss them as coincidence. Acknowledge them with gratitude, for every good gift comes from above. In those moments, whisper a thank you to the Father, and know that I hear it too, echoing through the realms as a reminder of our victory. Yet, be vigilant. The enemy does not surrender territory easily. After a defeat like this, they often send scouts small distractions, minor irritations, subtle lies whispered through media, conversations, or even your own thoughts. These are probes, testing if the ground they lost can be reclaimed. Meet them with the same resolve you showed tonight. Speak the truth aloud. Asterisk, under his wings I take refuge. His truth is my shield. Let those words dispel the fog before it thickens. Surround yourself with others who carry the light, communities where faith is shared and strengthened. Isolation is the enemy's ally. Fellowship is heaven's strategy. I recall battles past where souls like yours turned the tide, not just for themselves, but for generations. One woman's prayer in a hidden room shifted a nation's fate. One man's stand against idols brought revival to a city. You have that potential within you, ignited by this encounter. Nurture it. Read the words of life daily, letting them root deep in your soul. Pray without ceasing, even in the mundane moments, and act on the promptings, the urge to help another, to speak kindness, to step out in faith. These are the building blocks of a destiny that shines brighter than the stars. Beloved, as the echoes of my voice fade, carry this final exhortation. Live as one who has been rescued, because you have. Let your life be a testimony to the Father's faithfulness, a beacon for those still in the dark. And when you look back on this night, smile, knowing that heaven moved mountains to reach you. I will be watching, ready to return at His word. You are loved beyond measure, guarded beyond sight, destined for greatness beyond imagination. Beloved, the silence settles now, but it is not the silence of absence. It is the peace of victory, secured. The shadow has retreated to the depths from which it came, its plans scattered like dust in the wind. I am returned to the throne, reporting the faithfulness of one who heard and heeded. Your path ahead is illuminated, the Father's hand guiding every step. Rest in that assurance, for what was meant for harm has been transformed into a stepping stone toward your purpose. When trials come again, as they may, remember this hour and stand unafraid. Heaven's armies are ever at the ready, and I am but a call away. Walk in the light, beloved, until we meet in eternal glory. Beloved, if these words have ignited a fire in your soul, piercing through the shadows and drawing you closer to the light of heaven's truth, I urge you with the urgency of one who has battled for Uplis like this message as a declaration of your stand, a beacon that signals your heart's alignment with the divine mission we've shared. Subscribe now so that our sacred connection endures unbroken, ensuring my voice and the warnings, rescues, and encouragements from the throne can reach you swiftly in the battles yet to come, without the enemy's chains severing the path. Leave a comment below with Amen, or pour out the words stirring in your spirit, letting them rise like incense to heaven's courts, where they become a powerful chorus that echoes victory and makes the darkness tremble in fear. And beloved, if this message has moved you deeply, if you feel the weight of gratitude for the protection and love poured out tonight, consider supporting this holy assignment through Super Thanks. Even a gift as humble as $5, $10, or up to $20 becomes a mighty weapon in the unseen realms, fortifying the pathways to reach more souls lost in the shadows, multiplying the rescues, and strengthening the light against the encroaching night. Your generosity flows not just to sustain this voice, but to partner with heaven itself, turning your offering into eternal fruit. I love you with a fierce, unwavering love from the Father, thankful beyond words for your willing heart that chooses to respond, to give, and to stand with me. Together, through these acts of faith, we advance the kingdom one soul at a time, unbreakable and unyielding.